Assalamu alaikum. In today's video, we are looking at another game of Mikhail Tal which he played against a Boris Gulko. This was the exhibition match, which means Mikhail Tal was playing against many players at the same time. Boris Gulko was the only player who has won the both US Chess Championship and the Soviet Chess Championship. And Boris Gulko was one of few players who has a plus points against Garry Kasparov. In this game, Mikhail Tal was playing as a white, so he started the game with the e4, c5, Sicilian defense, knight to f3, d6, d4, pawn captures, knight captures, and now black played knight to f6, attacks the e4 pawn. Black played knight to c3, defend the e4 pawn, and now e6, f4, knight to c6, bishop to e3, bishop to e7, and after queen to f3, black played a6. a6 is a very important move in the Sicilian defense, which stops these two knights and this bishop from coming to this b5 square. And maybe black wants to play the queen to c7, which is why he played this a6 to stop these two knights from coming to this b5 square. Mikhail Tal long castle, queen to c7, g4, knight captures on d4, bishop captures on d4, and now e5. e5 is attacking our bishop and also attacking this pawn with the light square bishop and the knight. Mikhail Tal played f captures on e5. Now stop the video and try to find, can you capture this pawn with the bishop or not? Well, if you capture it with the bishop, it's a blunder because Mikhail Tal can play queen to g3, and now if you capture the rook, then e captures on f6, and now your both bishops are under attack. If you play bishop captures and then bishop captures, pawn captures, and after king captures, he has the two minor pieces in exchange for the rook. And if in this position black don't do castle on the queen side, the next move can be bishop to h3, and now the black king cannot castle on the both sides. And the black pawn structure is also very weak and his king is very weak. That is the reason this position is winning for Mikhail Tal, and that is the reason why black didn't capture the pawn in this position. He played d captures on e5, and now Mikhail Tal played queen to g3, pinning the pawn because your queen is hanging on the c7. That's why black played knight captures on g4, and Mikhail Tal again attacks the knight with the bishop to e2. Black played queen to a5. It's a simple trade, bishop captures, pawn captures, and again stop the video and try to find, can you capture this pawn with the rook or not? Again, you cannot capture it. If you play rook captures on d4, then black can play queen to g5 check, and now whatever white play, queen captures on g4 is winning for black. That's why in this position Mikhail Tal didn't capture the pawn. He played knight to d5, physically interfering in the 5th rank. Queen captures on a2, and now queen to a5. Mikhail Tal is threatening a checkmate on the next move. That's why black played queen to a1 check, gaining the tempo, king to d2, and now queen to a5 check, again gaining the tempo. White stops it with the b4, and now queen to d8. That's how black defend this bishop on the e7. So in this position, again stop the video and try to find the best move for Mikhail Tal. If you are thinking about knight to c7 check, then it's not the best move because black can play king to f8, and after knight captures, bishop captures on g4, black is winning in this position because let's say if you play rook d to g1, black cannot move this bishop because of queen captures on g7. That's why black can play f6, but now queen to g3, again threatening the queen captures on g7, but now black can play f5, and if you capture the pawn, then bishop to g5 check, and after king to d3, bishop captures on f5 is just winning for the black because in this position Mikhail Tal king is very weak in front of these bishops. That's why knight to c7 check does not work in this position, and Mikhail Tal played rook h2 g1 with the simple threat of bishop captures, and after rook captures, knight captures, queen captures, and then queen captures on g7. That's why to stop it, black played f6, but now bishop to h5 check, black played king to f8, and if you are thinking about the g6, Mikhail Tal can play knight captures, and after king to f8, again knight to d5. Now the black rook is under attack. Mikhail Tal can play rook d to f1, and the pressure is unavoidable for the black. That's why g6 does not work in this position, and if you play king to d7, then queen captures on d4, and now Mikhail Tal can give some nasty discover check. That's why black in this position played king to f8, but now Mikhail Tal played his signature move, a brilliant rook captures on g7, sacrificing his rook and the queen. Black played f captures on e5, but let's see what happens if you capture the rook sacrifice. Now Mikhail Tal can continue the game with the rook to g1 check, and after king to f8, queen to g3 is just winning for Mikhail Tal, because in this position computer is suggesting that black should play bishop to g4, and after queen captures, bishop to b4 check, king to d3, black should give up on his queen with the queen to e7. So now you can imagine how much this position is worse for him, and that is the reason why he didn't accept the rook. He played f captures on e5, but that still does not save the game, because now Mikhail Tal played rook to f7 check, king to e8. Let's say if you play in this position king to g8, but now Mikhail Tal can play knight captures on e7 check, and black is forced to capture this knight with the queen. But now after rook to g1 check, black is forced to give up the bishop and the queen. So now rook captures on g5 is a checkmate. That's why in this position black played king to e8, but now rook captures on e7 check, king to f8, rook to f1 check, king to g8, and after rook f to f7, black resigned in this position. The reason is simple: you cannot stop the checkmate. Let's say you play queen to d6, but now knight to f6 check, and again black is forced to play queen captures on f6, and then rook to e8 is a checkmate, and that is the reason why black resigned in this game. So I hope you like this brilliant game of Mikhail Tal, and if you like it, please like this video, subscribe to this channel to get more amazing and inspiring content.